Welcome everybody to IdoNotes episode 124, Pure Applications. It's IdoNotes episode 124. It is part of the PureSystems. IdoNotes episode 124, Pure Application Flex Support Systems for something. I have no idea. What the heck is the name of this thing anyway?
It's IdoNotes episode number 124. It's purely confusing.
Welcome everybody. It is episode 124. We are here to talk about IBM PureSystems. I had a little trouble at the beginning, as you can see, because the names overlap themselves. There's the Flex, there's the application, there's a few little pieces that go with it. Jason McGee, he's a chief architect and a distinguished engineer, I believe, of IBM, actually has a great video online which we'll link to above that you can go take a look at the actual physical thing as he walks you around. So what is it? Before I show you the management screen live, it's actually a couple different pieces that get delivered. You can have one chassis, of course, but what it is an integrated rack system. So inside of the integrated rack system, you get everything you're going to need. You're going to have the cabling, you're going to have the compute parts, you're going to have the actual processor power. It's going to hold an amazing up to, I believe it's 700 something gig of RAM if you needed to. It uses new low profile DIMMs, which is different than the old blade type approach a lot of you are used to. What the IBM's decided to do is they're calling it expertise in a box. What they're giving you is a pre-configured system that you deliver and roll in your door and plug it in and off you go. You have to give it some information about where your network is and everything else. It comes with network switching built in. It comes with some built-in storage. You can put in solid state disk versus just regular disk. It has the ability to hot swap in components to add compute power inside of it, which was amazing to see, is that it had empty chassis slots, slap in a new piece, and guess what? It sees it, detects it, starts using it, and pretty soon you've got a new piece of horsepower running behind it. So what I'm going to do is take you through the management console. They've given the IBM champions a chance to take a look at deploying your own piece of the layer, not the whole one, of course. And one of the other cool things that he highlighted in his video was the ability for you to have a management screen that I don't believe I'll have access to when we walk through this. So take a walk with me as we take a look at the new PureFlex systems, and we're going to take a look at exactly what it can do for you.
All right, everybody, so now we're seated down at the computer, so we'll take a look here. And what they've given you is a place you can go in DeveloperWorks. Under Expert and under Try, you can request yourself an actual PureSystems Center trial if you want to get involved. And you'll see what's in the cloud-based trial. Look at the screen here. You get a little bit of work with the software instance. You can pick what you need that you want to run. They'll give you some virtual machines to play with. They'll give you some storage to play with. There's a 90-day trial. So that's a cool way to get started inside of it. And you can get going right away with it right here. So let's take a quick look and get involved. So what I did is just filled in my email address, what country I was in, and if you have a promo code or not. Some of the reps, I believe, may be giving them out. And what you'll get is an email confirmation that comes along that then allows you to go onto the system from there. All right, so as you can see, different outfit, different attire, because it actually took basically till the next morning. So I guess this is not an automated approval process. Someone must have to verify it. There's no other way. I don't think it would have taken precisely until business time this morning for this to kick in. So if you take a look, it's going to ask now, they sent us to a particular agreement page with the URL. Now it's asking for your IBM login. So we're going to go ahead and do the IBM login to get to the necessary screens real quick. All right, so as you can see, I'm in. This is the SmartCloud Services Trial Agreement. So it came under IBM SmartCloud, which is interesting because it's part of the Pure and everything else. You have to agree to it, so you have to scroll all the way down. As you can see, then it lights up with the submit down there, but we'll go ahead and say submit because we agree to everything. We don't necessarily care what it says at all. So now I go back to the trial launch page. Now we're back on the trial launch page. I'm in, I'm logged in, so now I can click try. Apparently, since I've done it all, I'm totally confused. So it took me back, but it doesn't say what I need to do. I'm wondering if now I have to wait for another email to arrive before I get access to it there. I mean, according to this, it says request one to come in, which I've already done. It's taking me back to the page, which I've already done. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm waiting for now. So let's hit a quick pause. Let's see if I get an email. If not, I may be in another outfit again. Well, as you can see, we're back again. Day 3, as I promised, I got another email that gave me another web page that I could log into, that my account was provisioned, and I did see in the last one it said an email will follow. So basically, I had to get approved for the trial, and that took a day. Then I had to fill out the form, and then apparently that took another day. And then you get approved for this, and then you get the email that says now you can log in. So I'll go ahead and I'll log in. This is actually apparently the dashboard area that you will be logging into to manage and control everything, to deal with it. So it's a 90-day trial that you're going to be able to get, but this is the new part of the SmartCloud, but it's actually part of the Pure system is what we're supposed to be looking at. So let's take a look at that and we'll log in real quick. So we've logged in. The page is building up the dashboard, as you can see. We'll go ahead and we'll close the notices at the top to get those out of the way for us. There we go. So step 1, you add an instance and select the image that you want. Step 2, you view the details, customize it, and then watch it provision and manage. So there's no notifications we're going to have right now. So we'll add an instance to get started, which is nice and easy to see on the control panel. So we're at step 1. So as this completes the first part of the instance, it's been a little bit of a break here. It's not the fastest thing in the world, apparently, for some reason. I don't understand why. The speed, don't think it's me because the rest of the sites are performing fine, but it's pretty much everything I'm doing with the cloud side. But I imagine it's also a test server. So if you remember when we first talked about the images a few minutes ago, and we talked about the build of the actual hardware, this solution should be provisionable to any administrator through the dashboard panel. So you're able to create instances on the fly. You know, you can actually then add capabilities in terms of storage, in terms of network stuff, in terms of more hardware, performance, and everything else. So it's finally jumped over and taken us in to get the first instance started, as I watch the little gray bar in the corner sometimes. So it keeps bringing up the lovely notices at the top. That's a problem, so we'll get rid of that. It says you don't have any instances at this time, so now let's go ahead and add an instance. So now we're going to add an instance. You can select the data center and also the view of what you want to see. So the data center, well, you've got some choices. We have USA, of course, and across the world. We'll pick the main one down there in Raleigh because the reason I say that is that's where they did all the demos for in the videos that they showed that I talked about when I was doing the intro itself. So we have some choices here that you see that came up. We selected it. Was a few seconds for it to paint everything. We can actually get the WebSphere application server. We can get DB2 Express on there. That's all the images we have right here. So we'll go ahead and we'll grab one and make life easy. So a request name. So this will be our WAS7. We have one of them. There's no expiration that we need to put. Apparently you can set an expiration on it. You can set the VLAN to be to the internet that you need. It'll give you an IP address. It's going to be 0 pricing only because we're under the trial itself. We'll hit next. One thing I'm noticing is there's no real good progress bar to tell you when it's going to the next page. Request name, WAS7. We can choose. You can get the bronze, silver, or gold. I imagine they probably charge for those, but you're going to see we're going to get, what are we going to get? 2 gig of RAM, 60 gig of disk with the copper, all the way up to 410 gig of disk with 4 gig of RAM, 32-bit at the gold level. You can actually then add a key, which it's saying is required. So we'll say add key. You're about to generate a new key pair. It's going to create a public and private, so you have to save it. This is the only time you're going to be able to download it, so let's keep that in mind. To retrieve the public key, click Edit Link. Okay, we'll give it a name. And this is our cloud test. Generate a key. Click to download. And it's downloaded the actual file. I see that. All right. Close. Easy enough. You can add storage if you need to. It's got IPs available. Pricing. Next. Now you're going to create your ID files. So this is for WebSphere itself. You can configure the IBM HTTP server. You can make single profiles if you want, if you're using RAD. And then everything you want to do. So we're going to say all the above. So we'll create a WebSphere administrator. It's ready to go. And off we go. I agree to the license. Place the order. Submit. So now we've added the instance to our dashboard. They didn't say how long this is going to take. So we're going to let this sit and see how long this takes. And then come back and hopefully look at some more of the dashboard. All right, so as you can see, we waited a while. Not sure how long it took, but we can look at the time here. Took about 11 or 12 minutes, it says, to provision. This is back in the SmartCloud where we did the Domino demo from a previous video that we already had, which I'll link to if we can. But we'll go into the control panel and we'll take a look here and see. The way it's supposed to be now with the instances is I now have a WAS7 that's ready to go. And inside the images themselves, remember, we didn't have an instance. So now we can add an image if we want to from the public. Select your data center again, and we'll look at the available images. So you're able to go back and forth. So we're firing up an instance. How this fits into the Pure System trial, I'm not really sure, We've talked about the SmartCloud before, the ability for you to go in and provision on the fly from their data centers, DB2, WAS, anything else you want to run, even have Domino instances as well, as you saw when we go back in just a second. So you're able to actually get, a really good on the fly, and there was nothing there, of course, so we'll go back to images. Working with it. So what we'll do is we'll highlight one of them, and we'll scroll down, and you can see it gives me all the specs on it, how long it's been running, who the originator was, if it's active, and when it was provisioned. So now from there, we're able to reboot. We're able to actually connect to it. We can get the information for it if we want to. At this point, like I said, I don't know what it has to do with it in terms of the Pure system. I don't know if it's running on a Pure system. I don't know if it's just giving us the ability to play a little bit with images and instances that sit in a Pure system. So I'm going to leave it at that. If I get more information, we'll follow up. We'll try to get some interviews set with these guys as well and get you some more background info on the systems themselves.